Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I just bumped my elbow. This is clayrammage, and today we've got a garage sale haul. I should say multiple garage sale hauls. Yesterday was my birthday, so Cindy and I went out and shopped our neighborhood. Actually, there were a lot of garage sales right here in our town of Minnetonka. So we scoured them. It was a great time, found some great stuff for resale, and so let's just get into it. It's a beautiful day in Minnesota, sunny, hot. Yes, it's been hot around here, but that's okay. It's almost summer, so we'll take the heat. Anyway, so there seemed to be a lot of garage sales around our area, so we didn't even have to leave Minnetonka to go to these, which was fun. So we had, and I'm going to go through this not in any particular order because it's a hodgepodge, and this is going to be a multiple video series because we picked up some great stuff. I'm excited about some of it for my new office space, studio space that we're going to be moving into in a few days, or getting the keys to it at least and start the moving process. So I'm going to bring you guys along for the journey as we do that, which will be fun, so you can see the new space and hopefully how I can organize it better than currently. And that's why I'm out here in the sunroom filming these, because my office is just a mess. But part of that's in anticipation of the move and all that good stuff. So, and also real quick, I have my eBay store currently in, I'm running a sale. So a lot of items are 30% off, a lot more 50% off. The newer listings I are still full price, but be sure to go out and check it out. See if there's anything you want. Some good bargains out there right now, so don't forget to look. All right, let's just get into this. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, thank you. I'm a part-time reseller, full-time reseller at this point, honestly. I'm still working part-time for my old company. I'm working on a project which has taken up a lot of my time in the last week, but that should be coming to an end pretty soon, so I can focus full-time just on the reselling business. So, and if you haven't already subscribed, I picked up this. It's a little felt heart box. Somebody did color in the bottom, and it's made in Hungary, which I thought was interesting. There's the tag, made in Hungary, and it says 100% wool residue, or res, which I assume was, wool felt. But I just thought that was a beautiful box. It needs a little clean. It's a little been stored for a while. And this particular sale, the couple spends half the year in Florida, all right, down south. I think it was Florida, and the other part up here. So they actually were getting rid of a lot of their winter stuff, because they're like, we haven't been here for the winter for a long time. So one of the things we found was this box here full of winter mittens and hats. So we picked those up for our backpacks for the homeless program, and there's some nice, like these are some nice, they look like handmade mittens. So those are good for the backpacks. So we're excited about that. And also found this awesome hat at the same garage sale. It's a nice top hat. It needs a little bit of a clean too. It's a little dusty. But this particular brand is called J Hats Americana Collection. There's one exactly like this that sold for $30 on eBay, so they're quite collectible. So that was a good find. I'm excited to get that cleaned up and listed. As some of you guys know, about a month ago we picked up a series of antique dresses that did exceedingly well, far beyond what I could have imagined. So as we were out, this time of course we were looking for vintage clothing. And we did find some, which is pretty cool. One of the things we found, I really love, like this dress. It's, 60s to 70s style dress, but the pattern are the old high wheel bicycles. I'm forgetting the official name for them right now. And it's kind of a satiny material. But yeah, I just thought it was a really cute dress. I do believe it's homemade. There's no tags in it, but it's very well made. Again, it could use a little bit of a clean, but I thought, well, we did well on those other vintage clothing. We'll venture into it a little more. see what we can do. This one I bought for myself though, because this is an actually t-shirt, shirt, Hawaiian shirt. It's actually from Hawaii. It's BJ's Fashions from Honolulu, Hawaii. And so this one is one I'm going to be wearing. So that was exciting. Got that for $2. The dress was $2. And then at the same sale we got the dress. They just had a real eclectic mix, a lot of family stuff. The family actually moved out here from New Jersey about, I think he said like 6-7 years ago. But there's this beautiful old wallet. It's actually a velvet material, and then it's got the leather applique right on front, and it's got kind of a satin interior with a little pocket. So kind of a small wallet. But yeah, and then it's got the leather stitching around the edges. I just thought that was cool. We paid $1 for that. And then I found these are really cool. These are some napkins. Look at the graphics on them. Aren't those just awesome? So there's two of them. There's that one with the reddish color, and then there's this one with the yellows and oranges. I just thought they were fabulous, so I got them. The only problem is somebody had tape on them, and the tape left the residue on there, so right on the edges on both of them, so that's okay. That should clean up fairly easily. Just some great retro items. And then I also found this book. It's Stoddard's Lectures, Norway, Switzerland, Athens, and Venice. This was actually a series of, I believe it was 8 volumes. This is just volume number 1 by John Stoddard. Oh, it's 10 volumes, it says. Complete in 10 volumes. And this was from, I believe, 18 something. I saw it in here somewhere. Volume 1, 1897, yes. This is, many of you know, I've been picking up a lot of great old vintage books. And the nice thing about them is I've been selling some. They're easy to ship because you ship a medium mail on eBay. So yeah, it's a good item to pick up. But the big item that I really spent the money on, at this sale we spent a total of, I think it was $65 all total. But one of the reasons why was because I picked up a whole box, this whole box full of postcards. And I'm not a big postcard expert, but there were things that I thought were really cool in there. Like there's these sets of pictures from different European locations. Some of them are even US. But these are by G.P. Abraham, as a photographer. And they're in these little packages, so you could mail these as a set of postcards, you know, to your family back home. So they're actual photographs. Just small ones of the different scenes throughout this particular city or area. There's some from England, Germany, yeah, so they're from all over. And then, like I say, there's a few from the US as well. But I just never saw any quite like these. I just thought they were awesome. And then there's some of these that are called Valentine's snapshots. Now, not for Valentine's Day, but Valentine's was like the guy. And somebody had written on there, I guess there was a series of them, because this was number 5. And then there's others on, like there's this one. They didn't write a number on that one. But then there's this one they wrote number 2 on. So there's just a whole bunch of these. St. Giles Cathedral. Here's a different kind. It says Snaps of London. I love that, Snaps of London. Includes Tower Bridge, St. Paul's Cathedral, Thames Embankment, London Bridge, Mansion House, Ludgate Hill, Tower of London, blah, blah, blah. And like here's a little one. It's from Lake Okiboji, Iowa. little tiny, so these are little tiny photos, whole group of them in here. So yeah, so I bought them for these because I thought that was pretty awesome. And I have no idea how many, I think there's 15 of like these sets, but then there's also these, they have sets of larger ones still in the envelope. So there's the set of Lincoln Highway postcards. Some of them are a hodgepodge in these envelopes. They're not necessarily the original ones. So like here's some newer colored ones. But again, if I, there's hundreds of dollars worth of postcards in here if I sold them all for just $1 each. But there's some of them that I believe to be much more valuable. If you guys know anything about postcards, let me know, because there are several. Like there's some beautiful Egyptian postcards. There's a whole set of these Pompeii postcards. They say made in Italy by Ed Traldi Milano. These are actually the photo postcards. This one, it says the Basilica. Somebody did write on the back. Obviously they went there and they picked these up here, and then they wrote on the back all of their thoughts on each location. So I think that was pretty cool. View of the house of the tragic poet. So quite an assortment of Pompeii photos here, early photos as well. And then there's another one. So yeah, there's just, like I say, there's a whole bunch of Greece, from Greece. There's this book, which is Tiffany stained glass windows postcards. This sells consistently for $5 to $10. So there's no problem whatsoever for me getting my money back. And like I say, they're just postcard after postcard. This little envelope full of postcards. I don't even know what it says. But then there's Chamber de Torture. Oh. So, just stuff. Salon de Justice. So a lot of these are European photos. Just amazing. So, I could spend hours just looking at all of these things. And then there's, just to give you another sampling, there are a lot of modern postcards. So somebody spent a lot of time amassing this collection. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. So we'll figure out what to do with those. Yeah, put those over on the floor over there, which is really cool. Oh, I also found, look at this hat. Cindy found this hat. She's like, is that a hat? I'm like, it is. It's a Gene Davis hat. And they're, collectible hats. This is real fur with the little bows on the side. Obviously, it's for a certain hairstyle that you would wear this type of hat with, because it doesn't just fit on your head, but it's with a certain hairstyle. But I think we paid $1 or $2 for that. Amazing stuff. Oh yes, I need to put these postcards back in the box. Yeah. This was in a free box. It's a unicolor. These are little slide mounts. So you mount your slides in there so you can run them either in the storage containers. But yeah, for free, these things, still sell. Not a high dollar item, but slide stuff is collectible. I found a bag of marbles for 50 cents. Now, there's mostly new, but there's a couple old. There's also steel ball bearings in there. But I consistently sell marbles, and there's some big ones in there. So I pick those up when I find them like that. Nancy Drew books. I found 2 Nancy Drew books. These actually, we sell a lot of these at the Pink Elephant. Nancy Drew Hardy Boys series. Usually, around $5 to $10 depending. so I pick them up if I can find them for $1 or $2. These I paid 50 cents each for, so that was a good deal. And they're the reprints from the 70s and 80s. I found a reference book on depression glass. We paid $1 for this book. Again, you can never have enough reference books in this business, if you ask me. You know, there's a lot of information online, but sometimes the reference books are much easier to get into, give you a lot more detail. So I like the reference books. And then this is one of the things we found. I paid $5 for this. This is a neat scanner. And I've been looking for a scanner because our printer's supposed to scan, but it's never very easy. But I like this because you can scan cards, receipts, or larger documents. So you can do the smaller things. And when you're listing on eBay, sometimes it's really hard if you're doing like baseball cards or even the postcards. It's hard to scan those. Whereas with this type of machine, you can easily put them in the slots. It scans them. You get the pictures immediately. So I was excited to find this for $5 because if you look at these new, the new one is $450 rather, and a refurbished one was for $150. So I thought for $5 I'll risk this. It has all the books and cords and everything to go with it. So sweet. And this particular one is for a Mac, which is what I have, an Apple Mac computer. So I was excited for $5. And then I also found, you guys know me, I love old prints and artwork. And I found this whole book of steel engravings this is basically of all the guys involved in the Revolutionary War. And there's, what did I count? 28 of them, I believe, in this book. I paid up for this too. I paid $30 for this book. But each one of these could be approximately at least $10 each. There was one like the Daniel Boone one, right there. He's currently listed at $75. But there's not too many of these that are sold, and there's none that's a complete collection. And again, I don't know if this is a complete collection. These were all printed by a guy by the name of Joseph Fry and Company. So in about the 1860s is when these are from. So I think it's a great collection. We'll see what we can do with it. And again, I might just keep it because that's how I am sometimes. And then we went to another garage sale, and I know this was a different one. I had great conversations with the people there. He has an old classic car, so that led us into a great conversation. But they had these original paintings there, and I was like, oh, who painted these? He goes, oh, those are my grandmother. She would paint on anything and everything. So I picked up a couple that I thought would be great sellers. Look at this one. Isn't that awesome? That is so 1970s, and it's dated 1973, the coloring. And I have a ton of frames that I can put that in that I think would look really well. And then this is the other one that I picked up. This one is dated 1974, but then on the back she scratched it out and put 1979. So I don't know what that means, but on the front it's dated 74. Maybe she touched it up in 79. I don't know. But just some great amateur paintings. But I just love the feel of that one, don't you? There's just something about it. It's like, you can just see that vase of flowers. There's great feeling in that. Almost done with this set, but picked up one of these vintage stampers. This is a famous Junior. It's made in Japan, and it just does numbers. I wasn't sure if it was dates or what it was, but it gives sequential numbers. So this would be good for like inventory numbers. I'm like, when I do tags and stuff, I could just stamp it with this rather than trying to update my numbers with my head or by hand. So I bought that for personal use. And then these are for personal use too. These are just little metal signs that I can either put at the Pink Elephant, or if I do flea markets or something like that, I can just use these, or garage sales, if we have the garage sale again. So yeah, so that's the first batch of what we found yesterday. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of old vintage stuff that I'm excited about. When am I going to get it listed? I don't know. I have so much going on. But hopefully, you know, we're going to be moving in the next 2 weeks into our new space. And then, so July, I'll have massive amounts to list. So yeah. So like I said, my store's on sale because I'm trying to reduce my inventory to have to move, but then I keep going and buying new stuff. But that's okay. The eBay stuff, a lot of it needs to move. So if you could help me out, purchase a few things, that'd be awesome. Thank you guys so much. Catch you next time.